two people that I don't think we'll ever talk about in the mix of hosting Bachelor shows, Dean and Caelynn, although we're still celebrating them nonetheless. They had a very romantic engagement party this past weekend and they looked so good. I also think this is the first time I've seen Dean like clean up since he's been on The Bachelor. You know, we're always seeing them hiking these mountains and living in vans. So to see them in kind of soon to be husband and wife role, like dress wise, I thought was really nice. They look amazing. The engagement party was at Studio City Retreat Estate in Studio City, California, where guests dined on appetizers like sliders and charcuterie, as well as tomato soup and grilled cheese. Caitlin said it's more casual, comfort food. She also gave an update on what she called the heavy lifting for wedding planning, saying that they think they found a venue and she said yes to dresses, plural, definitely more than one. So my question, how
Mm.
many do we think Kaylin will have? Because I would not be surprised if she had three.
Yes, I
Yeah.
could see that too. Because there's always the ceremony dress and then oh crap, what's the word? What happens after a wedding, guys?
Reception.
Reception.
Reception. Thank you. Reception. But a third one would just be a very diva mood in the best way possible.
Yeah, I could see the third one potentially being the dress that you like leave. You know how they have like people are standing and the little you walk through everybody and they're kind of like either have the
Yeah, they got the
sparklers or like rice or
sparklers. Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, so maybe she has another dress for that, but seems like she's going all out. And yeah, she looks beautiful even in the, engagement party outfit is like so stunning. So,
I know they do look so good. I know that Dean and Kaylin catch a lot of flack just because their relationship isn't, the typical bachelor relationship that we see, but they do look really happy. And, if this is the road that they had to take to get there, I'm glad that they made it there. She also said no bridesmaids or groomsmen, that they will have a best man and a maid of honor, but they won't stand at the altar with them. So the only people that are going to be at the altar are Kaylin and Dean. Do we like this idea? No wedding party. I actually am here for it. Let me tell you why. I'm getting married to someone who half of his friends live in South Africa and the other half live in London. And how he got seven guys to say yes. I don't have seven girlfriends. I do not have seven people that I can ask to be my bridesmaids. So when I was reading this, I was like, maybe I'll tell David, no, we're not going to have any of that. One maid of honor, one best man. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I barely know seven people. So what I
Yeah.
did, thankfully, I have one sister. And so it was a really easy mix. And he has one brother. So what we did at my wedding is I just had my sister as the maid of honor. He had the not man of honor, best
Mm.
man. And it made it really simple. That can wedding planning already is kind of crazy. So to get that factor off of like having to pick your bridesmaids, potentially hurting feelings, where they stand, who gets closer to kind of almost like the Real Housewife who gets to sit
Yeah.
closest to Andy. So
Right.
good for them. I think it's a good choice.
Yeah, it's funny, Morgan. I was going to ask you that actually on this panel is what were your thoughts on that? Cause I know you're planning a wedding right now, but yeah, I think for me in the foreseen future, I probably would lean towards something like that because I have so many people in my life that I cherish and love so much. I don't think I'd be able to pick like 5 or 6, it'd be like 15 bridesmaids because I have a big family as well. So I have cousins and aunts and all that stuff. So I probably would lean towards like one person and it just makes everything easier. There's no potential drama or,
Right, right.
just too much to like, yeah, keep in order with just the people in your wedding party. So yeah, I think that's a smart idea. Very chic as well.
And my other thought for these two before we wrap up with them, is there any chance that Dean and Kaylin will have a filmed Bachelor Nation wedding? I'm trying to think of all the ones that we've seen before. Obviously, Sean and Catherine. We didn't see Ari and Lauren. I can't remember. Do you guys remember who all has been married on TV?
If I'm not
My
mistaken,
goodness, definitely some
Ashley and
OGs.
JP. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
I
yes, yes,
think
yes.
Ashley and JP were married, but they have since
I think
divorced.
Jason
But
Mesnick too.
yes, I think so.
So,
Oh,
any
geez, it hasn't
predictions?
happened in a
Will they
while.
or won't they?
Yeah.
I say no. I think they'll have an amazing videographer and they'll post something amazing on social media, kind of like their engagement party video they posted.
Mhm.
But no, I do
Mhm.
not think we will see it on ABC.
Yeah, I'll have to agree 1000%. No way. I think, like you mentioned earlier, Morgan, Kaylin and Dean, they didn't have the best run in the franchise. I mean, I think everyone looks at them
Mhm.
now and is like, okay, God bless. But, they were a little problematic. So I don't think the fans would be like jumping on it to watch their wedding. So I think it's better they just, do their thing. I mean, they had a little small cameo in Paradise, but I don't know how that really panned out for like, the fans' response. So I think it's safe to say we won't be seeing them get married on
Yeah,
ABC
we'll be seeing it on social media like the rest of the
for sure.
world. I believe these 2 are getting married this year. So to wrap this up, who do you guys think is gonna be next to get married? We have a lot of engaged couples kind of in the balance. We have Dylan and Hannah, Kenny and
Mhm.
Mari, Brandon and Serene, Jason and Caitlin, and Becca and Thomas. And I feel like I haven't heard a lot of wedding updates from any of these couples. If I had to guess, I would say Brandon and Serene because they're just so head over heels in love with each other. But let's just do a quick prediction before we move on to Zach. Kayla G, what do you think?
Yeah, so Brandon actually didn't ask me anything on IG, and they said they're looking at 2024 dates. So,
Okay.
I mean, it really could be the soonest. Maybe Caitlin and Jason? I don't know. I think we're gonna have a lot of
Mm.
2024 weddings. I'm not so sure about 2023.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe if I bet on anyone for 2023, it'd be Kenny and Mari. But that's because I follow them and I see them, the little things that they're posting about when it comes to their wedding plans. But I want to say Dylan and Hannah G, but I mean, they've been engaged for what seems like forever
Yeah.
and hasn't haven't seen anything kind of the needle move on that. But I'd say
Yeah.
Kenny and Mari.
What about Becca and
All right.
Thomas?
Yeah, Becca and Thomas, they I feel like have kind of been pedal to the metal wedding planning, right? Am I making that
Mm,
up or am I
Yeah.
just
I'm
manifesting
gonna
that because I
change
really want
my
to see them get
answer.
married?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Becca and Thomas first. That's my final answer.
Okay,
okay.
final
Okay.
answer.